Hi there, it's Rachel from Sage 2017 called. This video is featuring the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette, and I have my target shade is Dawn, the one that I'm using here, but I have 4 actual target shades in this palette and I use all of them in this look. So I'm using Dawn here as a transition shade. And it just performs really well still. It's really good. Then I'm going in with Cube with my finger as an inner corner highlight. I must say it's losing a lot of its luster now. It used to be a really beautiful white to sort of gold to pink shift about it, but it seems to be losing its chromatic qualities over the years. So anyway, it's slightly brightening, but not really doing a great deal there. Got a flat brush and I'm going in with the chocolate brown shade called Fudge. And there's fallout, it's patchy. It's fine to start with, and then I start to have all sorts of trouble with it, blending, and it just won't sit properly. So this is why it takes me so long to get this outer corner shade going. Skip forward if you're not interested, if it's boring for you. But yeah, I think this shade might be on its way out, which is sad because I really love it and I've used it a lot, and I was hoping that I could pan it, and maybe I still can, but I just don't know. See how patchy it is there through the crease. So I'm using it, bringing it across the upper lash line there to deepen that area, and I'm going to just buff and blend a bit now, or attempt to. Still going, still patchy, still adding more colour, trying to get it to even up a bit. Sorry, that's just me moving around on a leather chair. If you're hearing strange noises, I'll try and sit still. And you can probably hear the air conditioner going as well. It's super humid here. Still trying to get it to blend. So I decided to just stop pretty much because I was like, okay, let's just move on. I'll see if I can fix it later. But I'm so stubborn, I just keep trying even if something's not working. Now I'm going in with the actual target shade, which is Electric. I absolutely love this shade. But something I noticed, application that goes on so beautifully, but it's not as shiny, as sparkly as it used to be. So once again, the duochrome element of it is not as impressive as it was even just a few months ago. Now, I'm assuming, I've had this palette a long time and it is an older palette, it's discontinued. So I noticed though after a few hours of wearing this look that the sparkle had almost gone out of this colour. It was still there on the centre lid because that's obviously where I concentrated most of the shadow. But on the outer corner, towards the outer corner, and certainly in towards the inner corner, it had completely faded, which isn't necessarily so bad. But when you wear an eye primer, that doesn't typically happen, certainly doesn't happen to me, because I always wear eye primer, as you know. So here I am trying to get Cube to work again, blending it in, merging it with electric. It's coming out a bit more opaque now because I've put a lot more on my finger. But it's just doesn't have the shift it used to have. I still love these shades. I still love this palette, or most of this palette, especially the shade Electric. But it's just not performing like it used to. And that's all right. It's older. And I am trying to use up as much of it as I can before I declutter it. Going back in to see if I can get a bit more reflect. Just a black felt tip liner here from Natio. I've gone through many of these. They're really, really good, reasonably priced. They're an Australian brand. You can get them at lots of pharmacies here in Australia. And Target too, I think. So here I am cleaning up my face because I've got so much fallout from that brown shade that I had to get my Moira 4-in-1 multi-water and clean up a bit. Going in with a Natasha Denona Macro Tech liner in Camu Camu. I did both eyes, and then I decided to tight line. So I'd started doing it, and then I thought I better film that. So I'm tight lining the upper lash line as well, underneath the black. So I've done this before I put my mascara on. And you'll see I have to apply my mascara a little bit more carefully so I don't mess up the tight lining. This is the Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation. Oh, goodness me. Oh dear, it's been a long day. Yeah, I put too much on, but it's really, really nice. It does have a skin-like finish. It's not full coverage. It's medium. I don't know. I haven't ever built it quite up to full, but it is a very nice foundation. I've come to really like it. So here I am just trying to buff and blend up through the top there a bit more. It looks a bit better now. Did my brows, sort of. Huda Beauty Lip Contour 2.0 in Sandy Beige. A new favourite, or a recent favourite, it's not new. And my usual concealer, the Natasha Denona High Glam. Honestly, it's just my go-to now. That and Huda Beauty's Faux Filter were the two great concealer finds of last year for me. And I was about to just ditch concealer altogether until I found those two products. So I'm going over the lip liner with some Too Faced Lip Injection Lip Plumper. Once I finish this tube, I don't think I'm going to repurchase it. I'm kind of moving on from the stinging, burning, hurting lip plumper products. It does work. My video is slightly in reverse there, sorry about that. So I'm putting on the Barry M Fresh Face cheek and lip tint in Caramel Kisses. I'm using this a lot lately. I'm almost sometimes using it in place of bronzer. And this colour tones in really well with the eye look and the lip colour, I believe. Okay, an oldie but a goodie, the Lasting Fix from Maybelline. Flat foundation brush, pressing it into the skin. This is the way I do it now. It's much better for creased and textured skin to do it this way instead of just buffing all over. I'm doing a bit of baking here in the spirit of High Glam 2016-27 makeup. So just taking off the excess powder with the clean fluffy brush. The look was very matte back then, so that translucent powder did its job. Just putting some bronzer on here. Contouring was of course the thing back then. I'm not big on the contouring with cream products, not really. I do a bit of concealing, but that's about it. So I prefer to bronze / semi-contour with a powder. That's what everybody did back then anyway. They used those contour powders that were grey so that it created a shadow under your cheekbone. If I use grey on my face, I look particularly unwell. So that's why I stick with warm tones. So I got this Super Shock shadow out to use as a highlighter because that's very much from the era. And it just didn't do a lot. Did it all right on the nose. Looked okay on the eyebrow, just under the eyebrow there. But it didn't do anything on my face. Just finishing off my brows here. Didn't want to do a block brow, so I just filled them in, but tried to make them nice and tidy, which is very much 2016, 2017, having uniform brows. Super perfected. Mine are not super perfected, I know. Thanks, guys. So here is the finished look. 2016 call. It wants to come back in. So the ABH palette, I think, came out in 2016 or 2017 and basically broke the internet, as they say, and divided people's opinions. Now, I have to say today, I did have a lot of trouble with the shade Fudge. I think Fudge may well be drying out. And that was one of the criticisms of this palette, was that it was really dry. This morning I swatched some of these less used colours down here, and I can tell you now that I won't be using that one. I won't be using that one, and I won't be ever using that one, and probably not that one either. Even though it's a lovely green, it's terrible. Like, it was so dry, and I'm thinking Fudge may be heading the same way, but it does get some good use, and I am down into its more buttery levels, but it's an older palette, so you know, this is what happens. But I want to use it. So basically this half of the palette is really what I use. I like that one too, and I use that one as a liner shade and sometimes Axis, but the others not so much. Everything else there's nothing new today. Because I'm on a low buy or even a no buy, I am really going to be focusing in on products that I already have and using them as well and as much as I can. But the stipulation is I won't use anything I don't enjoy. So basically everything that I use, I love. I decided at the end of last year that I was not going to hang on to stuff that I didn't love anymore. Even if it was still good to use, if I've stopped using it or I'm not enjoying it, I'm not going to hang on to it. I may well still use it up, like the cream products that I've featured in a video recently. And the face cream product that I use today, the Fresh Face Cheek and Lip Tint, I've already used about half of it. So you can tell I actually do really enjoy that. And it's a tiny tube, which is good because then I'll use it this season, which is summertime here in Australia, and I won't be sick of it. You know what I'm saying? That's the other thing. We're always at risk of getting sick of using Project Pan items if they're not stuff that we love or stuff that we are getting, you know, a lot of looks out of. So that's it for today. I hope you like this look. That Makeup Forever foundation, I wasn't sure about it for a while, but I have to say it's really darn good. And if you have an oily skin or it's hot where you are at the moment, I think you'll really, really like it. I just bought the mini because I didn't want to buy a $72 bottle of foundation and then dislike it. So that's why I got this one, and it's a terrific travel size, isn't it? And it's even got a pump. That's really good. So it is high-end makeup, but it's really, really nice quality, and it almost is self-setting. And when I went in with the Maybelline Lasting Fix, I haven't got a lot of it left, so I am attempting to use it up in a casual way. It's not a Project Pan item, but yeah, it's definitely an old favorite. And did you see how blurred? I mean, that is just blurred so well. Like those bags. This one's really good. This one's still there. This one's always deeper. And the brows, I just filled them in a little. I didn't do a full 2016 block brow. I just don't like it. So, you know, it's my face. I can do what I want on it, can't I? That Super Shock shadow didn't really translate very well. It picked up all of those textures there. It looks nice there, but up here it's just not really worked. Okay, that's enough chatting. Please like, subscribe, comment. Love comments, love feedback. And let me know how you're going with your project pans, if you are doing one, and how you're going now that we're, you know, 1 week into the year. I find that I tend to focus on that sort of stuff right now for a while, and then I'll get busy again and I'll be like, okay, stop, the Project Pan stuff is no longer exciting. But anyway, I will try to maintain some energy and keep putting looks up, because I'm putting makeup on anyway, so I might as well film it and show you what I do, if that's what you would like me to continue doing. Okay, have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.